Money and power. You hear these a lot. I'm going to explain them to you. Though to understand money and power, to truly understand them, you have to understand how they're used, how you interact with them. And we give you some basics on understanding money and power that might seem a little different, but that's because you don't know some of this, right? So money, much of it is in the spelling, in the relationship between the letters that make the word, that make the action or the intention, right? So money is a motivator. Power, there's a difference between a 2 connective and a 3 connective, and I'm going to go all into that right now. It gives too much away, actually. So, Nemo. Power. I don't know what ER, we've seen these symbols. The actions, the symbols, the connectives. Right? E, A, R, T, H. The at. Hotel, H for hotel. Okay, so I'll give you some of that. Now, the relationship, money and power. The relationship with people, this is how people relate and understanding people. Power and money, right. If people chase these, there's 2 reasons why people chase money and power. Well, if they chase power, they're getting played, and it eventually leads to conflict. If they're chasing money, and they're fish in a tank, just going round in circles, being motivated by these. Though, what you will find is 2 things, right? Either they have seen, as they've been growing up in their early experiences, right? They will have seen these used as, and perceived them as, if you have these, you have power. Money isn't power, power's power. Money's something different. Though, when people are younger, when they're kids, you see that people who have these working in a money tree system, the money tree system, paper, which is actually, you know, not paper in some countries. So it's the paper, it's the tree with no edge. So what they've done is they've seen these and they chase these because they think if they have these, they have control, choices. C, the hotel, lie. And the same sort of thing with money and power. So they might be in the same sort of category, although they might not be the same thing. So they either want it for control because they think it's an element of power, or what they find is they've been in a position where they've done without. So they've not had these, and it's been an emotional pain. So that's what you find. Either they've been without, right, and it's an emotional pain that they don't want to experience again, so they try and get these to avoid that emotional pain. Or what they do is they want choices and control, and they think they're going to have control over their own lives by getting a lot of numbers, which numbs, numbers, tell you too much. But this is a sort of compressed summary of money and power, its construct, because when you see the money is numbers, right? Power is the meaning. This is some basis of English and maths, and where they come from, and the curriculum is supposed to be a cure, right? It's supposed to be a cure, though it's not quite there, because it needs changing for where you want to get to, which is the actual cure. These don't bring a cure. These are temporary measures. It's a bit like you want to get to the top of the stairs and you get on first step and then you think, yay, we're on top step, but it's not at the top step because it's the bottom step, and you think you're there but you're not. Right. Because what you've got, and there's a lot of religions and things, and they talk about, like, you know, whether it be in, you know, moving to next layers of, you know, the afterlife, and whether you go up or down, and whether you look at Hinduism, or whether you look at the people who believe in reincarnation. They're like filters, and depending on, well, if you're alright, I'm going to put some perspective on them. Let's make them like steps, and this is the path. Right, I'm going to go into that too much. You can go too much into symbolisms, and which are so, yeah, power and money. The main thing that I look at this, and the main thing that I've explored these, and I found answers that I didn't particularly expect to find, though the answers were always there. It's just your perspective. When you turn this way, all right, that's that way. The reason that I look at this is the reason, the meaning, but not being the meanie, right? You have to find new answers in an intelligent place without losing your emotions. That's the difference. You know, when I'm on about numbers and letters, numbers is more of a process. Letters is more of an investigation, right? Right. Well, yes, you have to be an investigator, though also you have to be able to manage the information and restructure the framework to be able to, when you think you're, alright, yeah, alright, yeah. ET's plan, right, all the planets, whoop, here we go, not about taking you down, right, oh. Yeah, okay. I won't then say that, you know, each of these planets wherever you are. Oh, this has turned into an interesting video, isn't it? Yeah, you might think I'm nuts, but that's what you think about people who explore, and some of them call them explorers, scientists. It's reflection. Yes, that is quite good, actually. In the house of mirrors, reflection. It's an echo. The echo bounces off. But it's the direction and the angle. The angel and the L and the E. L, so deity or right. This is how I play. It's one of the reasons why in Christianity and also the Muslims because they come from the same Abrahamic sort of like religious tree, who believe in Jesus, and when it says you have to become like a child, it's all about the imagination, right? And about not being too structured, because conformity is a con, right? The rest of that word will give you a bit more information. Though you have to be as strong and as structured, which is the brain, numbers, process, as you are fluid, right, and emotional, it's the balance between the two. It's the head and the heart, right? Though there's other areas, it's not just head and the heart. Feet say, I take you everywhere, what about me? The hands say, you'd be nothing without me. And this is where body language comes from. And it's understanding all the different languages that we call languages and that are languages, but you don't use them very much. Okay. Finish my cup of tea now. I hope you enjoyed that video. There's plenty there's more in there than I intended to do. I just intended to do about money and power, but when you start breaking words down, and when you start understanding the codes and the meaning and connectives to how they move, and how even though you have one framework that works in one moment, it's a different framework for the next moment. And that is one of the awesome design qualities of this place, that we exist, because it's a fantastic code, it really is. Though there are simple answers that dance with the most complex things, and you really, if you don't have both, then you don't have the answer. And the answer is only part of the answer. And this is once you get the language that all languages are written on, well, then it gets really interesting.